Yes, yes, yes. We're live. Oh, thank you. That was a thrash. Everybody, MJ here. And I'm going to turn this part off because I really don't care about that. And we should begin our notifications in just a second. And here they are. We are now officially live. And I am going to monitor on the YouTube app. Okay, I'm going to turn off the video playback because I don't need to see myself. All right, you guys, how's it going? MJ here, and it is the first nice warm afternoon we've had in almost a month. It's been overcast and cloudy for the longest time, but today looks clear, and last night was actually quite clear. And so I'm looking forward to maybe, oops, my lens is a little messed up here. Looking forward to maybe a little astrophotography tonight or maybe later this week, depending on how clear it stays. Anyway, Jalama, let me show you what she's got here. If I can, I'm gonna move this over here. She has this huge bag of recycled material. This is Miss Lynn, and man, oh man, I mean, talk about like, I don't know how big that is, but it must be 100 bottles in there or something, who knows. Anyway, this has to, there you go. I don't know why, but it active tracked on something behind me. All right, so there's a couple trucks out here. When I turn the camera on, you can see later on when they leave, I'll go ahead and show you some more of the, of what it looks like. But I got not quite enough sleep last night, and I'm not really having like bad heart palpitations today, just a few, just a couple. And my heart rate is a little bit elevated, but nothing really bad. So I just need more exercise is all. And I'm going to get some more this week. I'm going to head back to those trails. And the trail that I did the video on last week, I'm going to go back there and ride some new ones. When I say ride, I mean I'm walking. So today I'm drinking some coconut juice, or coconut water, actually 100% coconut water. So it is late night in the USA, which is why I titled this video Late Night USA. And I'll do this a little more high level. Because I'm usually on, when it's later in the night in Taiwan. And most of the time it's daytime in the USA. So these trucks here are delivery trucks for this store. Ken Rod, fist bump, good to see you. How you doing, bro? How's everything? And yeah, how's the weather there? Getting any tornado issues? Just go around this way. See, this truck is like, that's the 7-Eleven over there, see? So that's all I've got for a view right now. If I go to the left, then you can see there's a little hole there. There's another truck over there. And right across the street, that little container place is a pizza shop. They make pizzas inside. It's like a half container. It's really small. So I'm just sitting here in the afternoon, and I'm probably not going to stay on too long. I'm going to go back home and try to get some more sleep, because that's really been helping me a lot. Well, last night I went to a Filipino place, and there used to be in the building there used to be a church, and the church has gone somewhere else. But now it's like a Philippine barbecue place. You go out front, and they have a cold, storage, and you've seen those with the kind of refrigerated chests they have here with a sliding door, so you just select what you want, and they go in and cook it, so Got some good rain though. That's good. All right. Yeah, Ken's saying just a couple of storms. As long as they're not violent, that's cool. I like storms, and we had a thunderstorm here the other night, and my daughter doesn't like it. My wife doesn't like it, but I do. I like thunderstorms as long as nobody gets struck. That's the thing. Now, where we live, we're not the highest building on the block, so that's not a guarantee. But it's unlikely that we would be hit because right across the street is a large, taller building that has the metal water tanks on the top. Yeah, wow. Well, Matthew was saying that in Ohio, where he lives, they had some, some tornadoes too. So it's that time of year, guys. But here it's gosh, the last 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks have just been rain and miserable. And of course, I don't let that get me down. I'm glad to be alive and thankful for my life. But when I'm trying to do astrophotography with my daughter or do something outside, because I wanted to do a little Saturday morning, I wanted to do a little trail walking with my family, and it was raining. Couldn't really do it. It's just no fun. I mean, you can if you want to. You have to be pretty hardcore. But no, just wasn't going to happen. So I ordered some new hiking shoes, and they'll be here on Wednesday. And while I was out, I got me a new hiking stick, because the one I had was one of those that you twist to unlock it, right? And the problem is I twist it really hard, and I can't get it open again. So the last time it sat in my car extended, for, I don't know, a week or two, and then I went inside the house and got my pliers, went, be able to close them. That's crazy. So I like the ones that have the snap locks, like a tripod, the little lever that you pop in and out. So that's what I did. I ordered one of those too. And they had a walking stick in pink. You guys know my pink microphone. I like the color pink. It's going to be pretty interesting. The bottom half of the hiking stick, the trekking pole they call it, when the expandable part, that's not painted, just the upper part. So that's pretty cool, but it's pink. So my daughter liked it, so she got one too. That's going to be pretty cute. So hopefully, I'll be able to interest her into doing more of that kind of exercise. It's really nice. And you guys remember the video that I shot and I uploaded last week? Yeah, it's only gotten like 40 some views, but there's something very relaxing about the noises that the birds were making, that cooing sound. And so I want to go back with my Zoom recorder and record in X, Y, and mid sides stereo. And so I really want to get a beautiful recording of that, because I think it could be fun. The other thing you can do too is you can sample it and turn that cooing noise into an instrument on a keyboard. It's funny, Ken, but sometimes the simple little things are really interesting, or you can make them interesting. Something as simple as just finding a trail and exploring it, And I have an idea for some short feature film stuff for the Pocket 3, just, making up some stories. And I like to find buildings or places that I can repurpose into something that's not real, just for the sake of the story, right? And there are a couple places there. There is along this trail. I saw it on Google Maps. I haven't been there yet, but I want to go there. Probably, if I get there on Thursday. My new shoes are coming in. They're really cool because they have one of those wheels that you turn that pulls the laces. They got the nylon. I guess they're nylon laces. Is pretty high tech, but because I don't like to wear lace-up shoes. I live in Asia. I'm taking my shoes on and off 10, 15, 20 times a day, depending on going inside the house, somebody else's house, or wherever, right? First came to Taiwan, I had some Timberline lace-up high-ankle hiking boots, and it was a pain in the neck. I just stopped lacing them up and walking around with them flopping everywhere, just so I could kick my feet in and out. But just being able to go out and explore these places, but I recommend that you do one thing if you're going to do this. I recommend this highly. You need to get an offline mapping system, because it's no coincidence that many of these remote places that we'd like to go to hike don't have mobile phone service. And you know, we've all become so dependent upon Google Maps. I mean, I can't believe how things have changed for me. Like, I'm a map freak, and I've done like, oh gosh, I can't tell you how many actual on the ground surveys I've done using U.S. geological maps, U.S. geological survey maps, and you know, GPS before they had maps built into the GPS. And I'm very familiar with map work and how to navigate, and I know how to use a variety of different types of compasses for sighting and even for reconnoitering on the map, you know, orienteering, I guess it's called. But the thing is I just, sometimes I'm like, I feel like they used to say in Maine, you can't get there from here. Like, I'm in the car, I'm going, I know where the place is, and I know where I am, but I can't think of how to go, you know, because I've been so used to getting in the car, and my navigation system has Google Maps, right? And so everything I've ever done on my phone is saved, and it's very convenient, you know, for searching things and saving stuff. But there is a map company there from the Czech Republic, and I forget the name of it. I think it's mapy, mapy.cz. I'm gonna have to find it later, maybe put a link. But you download the maps offline. They're really good because they have, it's actually targeted towards like outdoor recreation. So they have hiking trails. So all the trails that I've been able to find just by doing a search on Google Maps are in this map. And all you need is a battery on your phone. You can completely turn, you put your phone in airplane mode, turn everything off. But you know, if you downloaded the map previous, it uses the GPS in the phone. And so all the phones got GPS. I have two standalone Garmin GPSs. I have the Colorado, which has the big dial and the button. And I also have an E-Trek, which I got beforehand, and it's a lot smaller. That's actually geared towards hiking and that. But you know, I put rechargeable batteries in them, forgot all about it, and they leaked. Which is another thing. I need to take them back to the store, like the camping and hiking supply store, because they will send them to Garmin, and Garmin always repairs stuff for free. It's bizarre. I have bought my first Garmin standalone handheld GPS, the GPS 45, in 1999. I paid $540 cash for that thing. Those were expensive back then. Had a little 90-degree flip-up antenna on a BNC connector, you know, and no map. But you could store, I think, 500 waypoints. It was pressurized nitrogen. It was, you know, nautical rated, white. It was obviously designed for boats. But I used it in the car, and I used to rig up. I actually rigged up like a clipboard. It used to stick to the window, the windscreen, and then the clipboard would rest on the dash, and the GPS was on the top, and I could have a pen and paper or whatever, and write stuff on the notebook below it. So it was really convenient. And when I first came to Taiwan, I had a GPS 12. I've used that all over Taiwan, all over Thailand. I used to collect waypoints. That was something that I used to really enjoy doing, was collecting waypoints from all different countries, different places I go to. And I collected waypoints from the very first time I ever went to Taiwan, and some of the places I went. And I still have those waypoints, and I can insert them into a map and go, oh yeah, I went there. And year 2000. Pretty interesting. And there are a number of programs that you can download for free that do all kinds of conversions, because now everybody's using the Google Maps. What is it? KLZ, I guess, is the format. I should know, but I don't use it that much. So where you can go in the field and record your GPS track and then load it into Google Maps and see it. And we could do that now with our drones. All my DJI drones, they record the track, in 3 dimensions. And I did it for fun. I loaded it in. You can actually make a movie that you can make a video file out of that. But it's cool because you can see the 3-dimension, you can see the path that you flew, where you took off, where you landed. Hopefully not where you crashed. And there's a company that makes software that takes that embedded data, like if you use the Insta360 camera or any of the DJI cameras, like even this one, the Pocket 3, any of them, all of them. And you can embed like a speedometer and other kind of widgets in your video, which is interesting. If you're, riding like a mountain bike on a mountain trail, just doing downhill or something, or BMX, and you want to show how, your speed and your orientation or direction, because it's probably not that interesting just walking speed, a couple of kilometers an hour, but who knows. But getting back to Garmin, I've had a number of units fail. My GPS 45 failed. I sent it back to them. 2 days later, I got a brand new one. I had another GPS 45 failed. It leaked because it's supposed to be completely waterproof. It's nautical rated and with pressurized nitrogen, and it fell in a pool. Shouldn't be any big deal. I picked it up. It's full of water. Sent it back to him. Got another one. That's happened over and over. And since I've been in Taiwan, I bought the Colorado. The rubber on the dial. It's a big dial wheel and a push button in the center, right? That's how you move things on the menu. That got completely destroyed, fell off. Something else happened to it. I think I was using an external antenna with a connector, or something happened with it anyway. Oh, I know what happened. The USB connector broke on it. So I took it over to the store called Metro Oasis, and I said, can you send us back to Garmin for repair and just call me and tell me how much it is? They said, yeah. And they called me and said, your GPS is back. And I'm like, okay, how much is it? And they go, it's nothing, it's free, they just fix it. And so I was very happy to see that they do the same thing in Taiwan. So that's why I always thought that the Garmin stuff was a really good value, because it's like a lifetime warranty. So I have 2 of these, and they both have battery compartment issues. So I should probably, send it back. Now I have the Garmin chest mount heart monitoring strap, and it does connect to the Colorado. The Colorado was the first one I had. Is that right? No, Colorado was the latest one, the second one. So yes, but okay, so when you track that path, you should be able to get that information out in some kind of a format that you could put in Google Maps or some other map. That's what I'm saying. Or add it to that software and throw a widget up on your video. That's cool. Yeah, it's the data that's important. So that's cool. I like that. And I use like bike map also when I ride my bike. But speaking of this is what I was getting at. The Colorado acts as like a really cool bike computer. Now, if you're, I don't know. Don't get me started on bikes, okay? Because I'm in the bike parts business, and a lot of the bike people are kind of snobs. I mean, the guys that won't put a kickstand on their bike because it adds weight. And they don't go for a ride. Everything's training, even though they're not in competition. They're just, that kind. Call them weight weenies. So if you're interested in cadence and all these other metrics that, in my opinion, don't matter. They don't matter because I don't care about them. You can get Bluetooth sensors to connect, but you would be better off with a dedicated bike computer. But this Colorado is a nice bike computer because not only does it have a map and it can do turn-by-turn navigation, but the cool thing is you can change the display to show you your direction. You can change the display to show your speed or whatever, but it does connect to the straps, so you can see on the display, you can monitor your heart rate, which is really good. So I have a plan. So you know what I'm talking about, right, Ken? Those bike guys. They're really, I mean, there's a lot of that going on in Taiwan. Just over the weekend, I saw some guys riding, and they're riding a fairly decent, road bike. It's okay. But it's not like a custom-made 20,000, bike that you use for competition. They went to Giant, and got a bike off the rack, and that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. That's what I would do, and that's what I do. But the clothes, man, they're wearing like racing Lycra, and it's okay. It's okay with me. But it's almost like it's a uniform, I saw same with motorcyclists too. They'll go to the steakhouse and they'll have, a bandana and blue jeans and like a Western shirt and chaps and a vest, and it's all brand new. Never been anywhere. Their bike's highly polished. They took it out for the afternoon and had to put on the biker uniform. That's kind of how it is here. It's kind of funny. So when I ride, I wear like my outdoor shirts. I have most of my clothes, are geared towards like field work and outdoors. Actually, most of the shirts, you guys see me wear these bush shirts. The last bush shirt I bought was 2010. So those shirts, and I bought them all through since the beginning of the 21st century. So some of the shirts that you guys see me wear that are obviously like bush shirts, some of those shirts are 18, 20 years old. So it's pretty cool. So I wear that stuff, But I have a plan. I'm going to get my trike fixed, and Mike should be happy to hear that because he also has one. I'm going to take my trike to the shop, get it tuned up. There are a couple things that, like the tubes that run the chains, because there's really, really long chains on it from front to back. Off the front chain ring, the chain goes under and back to the derailleur, and so that huge chain run has to be encased in a tube so it doesn't flop around and you don't catch it on anything. That's all disintegrated over time. I want to get a new cover for the seat, a mesh cover and stuff like that. It's these kind of expendable things. And I'm gonna get it all tuned up, and then I'm gonna start riding it again. And with that, I'll be able to do some nice Pocket 3 kind of content. So I probably should get at least the Colorado fixed soon, because I do have a mount for that on the bike, and I can record my track and all that and heart rate and stuff, which is good. I like that. I like to know what I'm hitting for heart rate. Of course, my Apple Watch tells me now. Do a bicycle workout. That's pretty cool. So I already told my family that sometime late spring, early summer, fall, whatever. Not sure when. Just got to see when I can do it. I want to take a bike trip on the trike. I want to put like a camping hammock, in the trunk. I may even get a trailer, because I don't care about speed. I care about exercise and the adventure, but they make trailers for them. But I want to just ride across the central mountain area of Taiwan. Now, a lot of it has been damaged due to earthquakes, but a lot of it is passable by smaller vehicles, scooters, and like, bikes and trikes, and maybe not cars or trucks. But anyway, I can check all that out before I go. But I do want to take a nice leisurely ride of 2 or 3 days and ride over the mountains into East Taiwan and, you know, vlog or live stream parts of it along the way. I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be a lot of fun. I can visit Andreas too, but boy, I got to tell you, that mountain. If I make it that far, I will come back. I will be skinny as a rail. Andreas lives at 900 meters. Okay, that's above, you know, the plain. And driving up in the car from the bottom of the mountain takes about 45 minutes. So riding up, it's just numerous switchbacks, right? Because you can't just go straight up, it's all switchbacks. And some of them reverse and go the other way too. Quite beautiful up there. But that would be, I would have to like spend the night down in Yuli, get up early in the morning, and it'll probably take 2 hours, 3 hours, maybe me, a lot longer, just to cycle up the mountain. So I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. But I want to go to the East Coast, and I have numerous friends over there to visit, and there are some cool places. And you know, if you're self-contained, you got. I mean, if I bring a trailer, you know, I could haul all kinds of stuff. It'd be really heavy, but if you're after exercising, it doesn't matter. You just go along at a snail's pace. But the other thing is I could bring, you know, Dutch oven and do some cooking in the field. But I want to get one of those camping hammocks. I've been looking at them, you know. Been wanting one of those for a long time. My family doesn't use those. We always go tent camping, right? So we use a tent designed in Taiwan. And some of the Taiwan designs are phenomenal. Taiwan camping gear is phenomenal. Actually, I have an umbrella designed by one of our Taiwan camping companies. This umbrella is a monster, but not only that, it's lasted over 6 years. No signs of deterioration. It's been inverted numerous times, but the way the fiberglass and it's spring-loaded, the way that it's designed, and there's a vent on the top, the poles never break on it. You know, the arms, nothing. It's amazing. It's so big it has 2 straps to hold the fabric together when you pull it up. So our designs here are phenomenal, and I need to investigate like a hammock. You know, you put the tree straps on, protect the tree, and then you cinch it tight. And yeah, that's what I would be interested in having, because they're lightweight, and just put that in a trike right in the pannier, right in the back. And then need to take a break, take a rest or something. Taiwan's got a lot of wilderness, especially in the mountains. Just park off the road and hang it. That'd be fun. There are monkeys up there, snakes and so forth. But if you're up in the air, you know, you're off the ground. So I thought about that. The monkeys are kind of rare, and I don't think I never heard of anybody being bothered during camping. But the other thing you can do is, of course, wild animals usually will stay away from a fire. You just have to be careful though where you light fires. You know, it has to be a place that is approved and also safe, because whether it's approved or not doesn't mean it's safe necessarily. All right, so what do you guys want to do for the upcoming spring and summer? Do you want to go camping? You want to go fishing, boating? What do you want to do? Travel to a foreign country? I'm hoping some of you guys will come here to Taiwan and see us. That'd be great. My watch is telling me it's time for me to stand up. Yeah, it would be great if you guys could come. Yeah, I think it will be. I think it will be. I just have to be able to get away. You know, my family depends on me, and so I'll still have to be able to be, you know, accessible through phone. Of course, I'll bring my PC with me because we got to Zoom sometimes. But yeah, I'm thinking, maybe 2 weeks. Be like a credit card tour. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I got to be able to break away for 2 weeks and not, be needed at home immediately. The other thing too, though, is wherever you go, you got to get back from there. Fortunately, Taiwan has a lot of these little blue industrial trucks driving around, and often you can flag the driver down, like in these mountain regions or something, and just ask them, hey, can I put my rig in the back of your truck? How much would it cost me to take me someplace or not? And yeah, so it's not a big deal. You can find people to give you a ride back, but I think it would be just as cool to ride back. Gonna go to the coast in June. That's cool. Yeah, see, yeah, and I presume, see, when we're in Boston and we say the coast, we mean the West Coast. But you're talking about the coast of Texas. And yeah, supposedly they got some great beaches. This is Gulf of Mexico, right? And I grew up in Florida, and Florida's West Coast, so it's the same ocean. Nice. Sounds good. See, I like it when people visit too. We have a gentleman from New Zealand who's visiting Taiwan again in 2 weeks. So I'm going to go back to that Filipino place I was talking about at the beginning, where the church used to be. In 2 weeks, not because today's Monday, not this coming weekend, but the following weekend, that band is going to be back at that place. Now, the cool thing is I went inside, and it turns out I know the boss, Taiwanese guy, and I didn't realize that was his new place, right? And so some of the places, it depends. The Filipino places are always strict. I don't know why. I guess they just love rules, Yeah, he was behind me. I know he was looking at there was some trash over here. He was collecting some of the recycled stuff, so it's no big deal. With the rules and things, it's like, can I bring my own liquor in? She goes, no, we sell beer inside. I go, yeah, well, I don't drink beer. I don't drink beer anymore at all. And so I said, okay, I'll just buy a bottle of beer, put it on the table. I won't drink it. I'll drink this. Then the boss came in. And I go, hey, this is your new place. And he's like, yeah. And we're talking. And I say, hey, listen, I got my liquor here, And he said, don't worry about it. I said, yeah, but your manager, And I told him the story. So he went and told her, he said, just let this guy do whatever he wants. So that was nice. But yeah, that boss was really happy to have me come in there and play guitar. I brought my black V. So I go next weekend. I've been working on that Carina Wood 1958 V. It has some problems. Quite frankly, the bridge is whacked. And one thing I don't like is this is so stupid. It makes a difference. It's a little bit of a difference, but it makes a difference. The fingerboard has a 14-inch radius, okay? But the bridge has a 12-inch radius, which means the bridge, even though the difference is microscopic, when you're talking about, hundredths of a millimeter string height, it makes a difference. And like, to raise the bridge up to where the low E string, was not buzzing, meant that the two middle strings, the D and the G, were so high I couldn't even play the thing. So I've been filing down the bridge, with a triangular file, maintaining the same kind of geometry. But man, it's like there's something going on. It's buzzing in a couple of places, although when you're playing it through an amp, you really can't tell. But the acid test is to play it just without any amplification. And I'm just going to get a replacement bridge. There's a company that makes a a very, very high quality ABR1 direct replacement. Can't tell the difference, but it's super high quality. The machining tolerances are a lot tighter, and so I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to get 2 of them actually, because I do want to have a backup, because I am going to file the slots on that bridge to more closely match the correct radius, and if I goof that up, then I want to have a spare. But I'm going to put it on as is and see how bad it is. But I just don't know why you would put a 12-inch radius bridge on a guitar with a fingerboard radius of 14, although it doesn't seem like much. Again, we're talking about the difference between the string being too high and not high enough. So I may bring that guitar over there because it looks really good and it has Gibson pickups and it sounds great. But I still can't get over the fact that I had all these big amps when I was younger. I mean, huge. Several, 412 cabinets, several big heads, 80 watt, 100 watt. I had a 200 watt orange head. It was too much. I used the Tom Schultz power soak. I run the amps on 10 and then turn them down. But these days, I mean, I've had enough experience early on with completely solid state amps like the Omec, which was the orange digital amp, and with the Red Mirror. I'm going to tell you more about the Red Mirror when I get it back here in Taiwan. But these are solid state amps, and people used to say solid state sucks, it does, but it's not the case anymore. Solid state amps now are so reliable, and most people are using guitar pedals, which is weird because the same guys that complain about a solid state amp will use a guitar pedal, and that's, some guitar pedals have tubes in them, but not all of them. The vast majority don't. We're all using pedals today anyway. I mean, I have some. I don't use them often, but I have the Brian May Digitech, which absolutely nails the guitar sounds from several famous Queen songs, but I also have a Zoom, what do they call it, the G3N, I think, yeah, or GN3, anyway, yeah. It's a couple years old, but I running the latest firmware, sounds great. But what kills me is, I got this little amp. It's actually the Vox MV50, and there are a number of types of MV50 Vox amps. They all look the same. They look like a clothes iron. It's a little tiny thing, with a handle on it, okay? And it's about this big, literally. You see pictures of it, you think it's like this big. You get it to and it's like, no. It can fit literally in your pocket, And so it's a 50 watt amp at 4 ohms because it's got a digital power amp. I've got these tiny Vox speakers. They're like this big, has an 8-inch speaker in it, about this high. Okay, about this high. Tiny. Each one is 8 ohms. So if I plug 2 of those in, and their power handling capability is 25 watts each, if I plug both of those cabinets into that tiny, tiny amp, if I stack the cabinets up with that tiny amp on top, I still have to bend down to touch it. It's that low. I could put the whole thing in a chair. It's 50 watts of loud. It's loud, it's unbelievable. And because I have the Brian May version, because it's a Vox AC30, but the Brian May version has the Knight Audio Technologies, KAT, treble booster built into it, and it's switchable on and off, and you turn the treble booster on, it gives you like 30 dB of boost. The thing is distorted like a tube amp. They're using a tube they call new tube. It's a special kind of vacuum tube that sort of, as far as I understand, it sort of has, it's supposed to be reactive like the original tube or valve amp. So yeah, I understand. Thanks, Ken. Have a really good evening or rest of the morning. Take care, man. Thanks for viewing. I appreciate it. So this new tube technology is really good. And the amp sounds unbelievable. But I'm going to bring this little tiny cabinet and this little tiny amp with me next week, or 2 weeks from now, back to the Filipino club, and I'm going to set it up, and they're just not going to believe the sound from that thing. And just like a tube amp, you roll the volume back on the guitar and it gets clean. It's nice. And because it has a treble booster, it's nice and sparkly. So I have to fix my Brian May guitar though. All the switches have worn out. I'm not getting high enough output out of the thing. Also, the volume control is worn out, so I bought all new components, and I just need to sit down at the bench and replace them. And I got 2 weeks. Maybe I'll see if I can fix it, and maybe bring it to the Filipino club. That'd be cool. It's actually a really, really good guitar, and it sounds amazing. The vintage sounds of that thing are amazing. But I can't wait for my Raymond Guitar Works from Barcelona, Spain, Red Special to arrive in July. That's going to be amazing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have yacked for about 40 some odd minutes, and I think I'm gonna call this a show. Thank you so much for joining, and I'm going to see what I can do later this week. I'm going to be out and about on the trail, and maybe I'll do a live stream from the trail. Probably no talking because it's just so nice. Anyway, I'll see you guys, and please stay in touch. And I want to thank all of my new subscribers. And it turns out that something like 45% of the people who are watching my live streams and my videos are not subscribed. So what I've done is, in the thumbnail for this video, I put a QR code. If you want to subscribe, just scan it. I appreciate it. So with that, let me go to the Mimo app, and we'll reconnect. And then from there, I will be able to end the live stream. So thank you so much for joining. Have a great afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. Take care, and this transmission ends now.